takes a minute to start this one.
Go ahead and your camera on, Greg.
There it is. It's coming. Feel it? There it is. All that just for that beat to start. Button start. The camera is down at the bottom.
Should be on the toolbar at the bottom.
Down at the bottom in the
Cam on, mic on.
Yep.
I think so.
Hello, everybody. It's the Andrew and Ira show.
Forgive us in advance.
Oh, you know what? Maybe I forgot to make you a presenter.
That could be.
Sorry, Greg. We invited you up for the private meeting. We forgot to make you a presenter. Check it again. There.
Can you hear me?
We can. So, good morning, everybody. If you did not know, Damon's not in the house today, and Damon does a lot of the driving of this show. So, Andrew and I are figuring it out as we go, but Greg is our guest today. He's going to be presenting, so he was trying to turn his camera on, but I didn't give him that ability. So I said, you have to turn your camera on. He's like, I would if there was an option.
Excuse us in advance.
Excuse us in advance. Y'all, we're going to do the intros just like we normally do, but just to give you a little heads up, as we always do, the question of the day is going to be, it actually came at the table. I was going to ask you, what is the favorite thing you're watching, like show you're binge watching or whatever, or what book are you reading for those of you like me who don't watch a lot of TV? But instead, I think we're going to do acronym. What's your favorite acronym? So tell us what the acronym is, and then tell us what it means. I think you can learn a lot about people by the acronyms they use. So we'll see what you guys come up with. And just a point of order, why Damon is not here, just so y'all know, his dad is on his deathbed. And so he flew out yesterday to South Dakota, and he's spending obviously all the time he can with his dad before that is done. So he should be back next week. But if you can, send him a word of encouragement today. That would be very, very much appreciated, I'm sure.
Yeah, you won't bother him. Yeah, that's, I'm sure he'd appreciate some reaching out. Anyways, he regrets not being here, but yeah, that's good.
He actually, and he considered being here this morning, which is kind of crazy, but
we said no.
Yeah, yeah. Take care of your family.
Yeah.
All right. So, who do we want to go bottom up, or we can go top down? Who are we going to bring in first?
Well, let's we're going to have Greg on here. Maybe introduce Greg and what we're talking about today. I'm not sure everybody.
Oh yeah. Greg, tell us a little bit. So, yeah, maybe like 2 minutes. Who you are and what you do, and then if you want to just touch on your presentation topic.
Sure. And do I get to play acronym too?
Yeah, we'll save that.
Yeah,
we'll do that at the end.
Oh, okay.
We'll do.
Unless you're ready, there's no rules. You can.
Okay. Well, typically Damon. Well, actually, half the time Damon forgets the people on stage. Actually, but we tease him about that. So yeah, if you got an acronym,
I'll save mine for the presentation. Should take up about 5 to 10 minutes.
Perfect.
It's a long acronym.
Yeah, very, very long. Actually, it's
the acronym is Mississippi.
Yeah. So my name is Greg Mischio. My company is Windbound. We do content marketing for manufacturers and industrial companies. Is kind of our niche, our focus. But really what I'm going to chat about today applies to any B2B marketer, any B2B company. So I gave this presentation on the digital twin concept a few weeks back on the show. And Damon said, come on back and talk a little bit more about content at each stage of the sales funnel. So that's what I'm going to dive into a little bit deeper today and field some questions and share some of our experiences.
So I talked to Damon last night when he said, by the way, you're going to be hosting this thing because I'm not going to be here. I'm like, perfect. So he said, make sure Greg talks about the 3 levels. He wants the top of the funnel, when you don't know anybody, you're just prospecting, and then the middle, once you kind of like got their attention a little bit, but they're not ready to, you know what I mean? And then right before they spit out and sign those orders, he said, make sure he hits those. I said, okay, I will.
Yeah. We got this, Damon. We got this.
Yeah.
But we have to, yeah. Well, thanks for introducing yourself, Greg, because I know that Damon set this up, so he was real excited about this topic as we get into these kind of subjects. And
we're recording this too, so he can watch it later.
Yep. He might be tuning into, but and we're not on LinkedIn today too. Typically we live stream this on LinkedIn, but that's beyond Ira's and I's technical capability. So we're just here today.
We didn't even know how to get Greg on stage, so
we did it.
We got it. We fumbled through it.
All right. Well, I'm bringing up some folks right now to do our networking circulation.
You guys are going to get to introduce yourself. If this is your first time here, I don't know if you have any first time guests, but typically what we do is we let you introduce yourself for 30 seconds or so. And then, and then we have you do the question of the day. Today, what is your favorite acronym and what does it stand for? So Andrew, in full disclosure, he and I were talking at the table, and he said subject matter
list. So he's either usually first or usually last. So I usually work out the list down to top to bottom and switch it around. But you're first today.
If it was high school gym picking teams, last.
If I wasn't the captain, I was the last man standing. Yep.
Yeah, I was that guy that they said, you know what, we need someone to hold these towels. Right. I'm
they didn't teach people for water. They just towels only.
No, that was the water boy.
It looked like
not that bad.
It looked like
much responsibility.
Yeah. So I'm debating between two: the SPAM acronym, which is seriously poor advertising method. But the most common, I did a post about data gathering, which always leads to swag, which most people think is giveaway stuff. But swag stands for what you do when the data doesn't tell you what you want it to tell you. And that's when you take a scientific wild-ass guess.
Nice.
My favorite acronym.
Those are good, man. I like those. Spam and swag. What we should do? We should write all these down. So if you guys want to, after you're done telling us, we want to put them in the comments, that'd be cool.
It'll be the Exit Your Way acronym manual.
But then what we'll do, if you put them in the comments, what we'll do later today, we'll create a post out of this on the Exit Your Way page, and I'll actually tag you to your acronym to give you some free run.
No, thank you.
Andrew's like, yeah, I don't want those.
Yeah, I know that. I heard we weren't on LinkedIn Live, so I was willing to share.
Yeah. Yeah, and so that's why
I can't wait till
if you don't put it in the chat, I won't put you in that for that reason. In case anybody does want to be funny.
That's a good idea.
The super serious too. But Andrew.
Okay, Andrew. Well, how are you helping people, Andrew? What's
your business?
We are a full service global marketing and sales organization, and I help people convert every touch into voracious advocates for their brand.
And he's going to be putting out a video course that I'm going to take, and I think y'all should take too, because if you haven't noticed, Andrew's always got great special effects going live, right? Awesome. So I'm looking forward to that when it comes out, Andrew. Mr. Brad
Smith.
Good morning, brother.
Good morning. So
I heard it was snowing in Vegas, brother. What the hell?
We had a ½ inch of snow.
Woo, buddy.
And it lasted all the way until 1 o'clock.
My family, you should have seen my Facebook. It looked like a winter wonderland. They're all in Vegas. For those of you who don't know, I grew up in Vegas. So anyways, my family's still there, and they're all like, I'm like, what was that when I was a kid? We never got that.
So
it happens occasionally.
I help people do things they think they can't do beyond in the way of business growth. And right now, my latest, as some of you saw from my post on LinkedIn, my latest focus is I'm going to figure out how to get us to 500 injections a day for vaccines, 5 million a day for vaccines, which would move us through, instead of a year and a half, would move us down through the whole vaccination for the country in about
60 days.
80, something like that. So anyway, that's my latest. As far as acronyms are concerned, I won't repeat the only one that comes to mind. So
FUBAR?
No. Let's put it this way: the only one that comes to mind are my initials, BS. So,
there you go.
Right.
Well, the PhD is even better. Pilot, higher, and deeper.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Well, so my story about my initials are afternoon recess, probably late May, in second grade. Steve Johnson, the class bully, walks up to me, puts his fist into my stomach, and as I'm trying to figure out if I'm ever going to breathe again, he looks at me really intently and says, "Do you know what your initials stand for?" And he walks off. And 3.5 minutes later, after I'd walked back into my room, sat down on my chair, put my head down so I could actually get a full breath. When I got my first full breath, like it was 3.5 minutes, I realized, did he mean bullshit? And so I've done my very best to live up to that ever since. Take yourself seriously, you're in trouble.
Help you to not get hit in the stomach anyways.
Well, and I avoided that for another probably 30 years. So there we
are. That's great.
Thank you for sharing, Brad. Jacob, good morning, brother.
Good morning.
Now, this screen.
That's military guy. You could have a pile of.
Hang on a second though. Remember last week we were talking about the challenge of the beards, and the way my screen is stacking up. I don't know if you guys see it the same way, but yeah, Andrew, you're on top of Jacob. Well, now Jennifer jumped in, but it looks like Jacob has still got a solid lead. I'm just saying.
He does. I have more. 4 different colors going on there.
Yeah. Well, that's what's happening up here. I had to get rid of that. Anyway, Jacob, brother, tell us what you do, and then give us a good acronym.
Yeah. So, what I do is make technology simple for companies. I do that through security, IT support, cloud services, managing it as a whole, and then we do have a analytical SEO side of the house where we do digital marketing. It's not so much on the design; it's on the what do you do with the data once you get it?
Right. The important part, so people see your pretty pictures.
Yes, and when there's people like Jennifer and Ira and others in this group that are working with your clients, it's hey, I can show that they are bringing value by looking at the data details and then processing it from there. And so it helps with mapping out campaigns and all that stuff. The acronym is actually, it's a complete nerd acronym. So it's PEBCAC, PEBKAC. It's a hilarious one that's kind of an inside joke, but it stands for problem exists between keyboard and chair.
I can relate to that.
No, and it's just, that one was popular when I first started in technology, and it's just like, you hope you never see that on an actual service sticker or something like that, but every once in a while you get a salty tech that will or something like that.
100%.
IDNT, but yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks.
All right.
Thanks for sharing, Jacob. We'll see you down at the tables after. Jennifer, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm kind of bummed we're not doing the TV one.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
We had a perfect book/TV together one.
Well, if you wanna throw that in there, you can.
Bridgerton, man.
There you go.
There we go.
There you go.
So I'm Jennifer Wegman, and I own my brand is Get Socially Content, and I do social media and content marketing, writing, and strategy.
Can we hit the pause for just a second? Sure. If you all are struggling on Facebook, and who isn't, honestly, most people have no idea what we're doing there. Jennifer Wegman runs a group on Facebook that you need to join because it's active. There's like 900 members or something like that. I joined it a few months ago. I love that group. It's like every time I go on Facebook, I get a post notification about something that's happening in that group. So anyways.
And it's called Build Your Business with Networking.
Boom. And it's on Facebook. So, there you go.
And we actually network. It's fun. Yeah. Thank you. That's the highest compliment because I've had that group for like 4 years.
Yeah.
And it's been on and off because I was working full time and I wasn't doing anything with it. But the people are so loyal and they're great people. So yes, if you're on Facebook and you market on Facebook, please do join the group. Build Your Business with Networking. I'd love to have you. Yeah. So acronyms. The one that I focus on in my life is simple, because content should be strategic, intentional, manageable, lasting, and engaging. So that's what I work through, and I create all my own content based off of that. It gives me 6 days a week worth of posts if I did as I said and did as I say and not as I actually do. But who doesn't do a little of that, right? In their own business, do as I say, not as I do. But yeah, so I'm happy to be here and I look forward to the presentation.
Cool. Thanks, Jennifer. We'll see you later.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Kevin, good morning.
Kevin Williams.
Hey guys.
How come you're not skiing?
I'm snowing up.
What are you doing here?
I'm in Park City, Utah with Andrew. Actually, I don't think Andrew's in Park City right now, but
I am. I'm in Old Town now.
oh, you're in Old Town. Okay, your background changed. But yeah, I'm Kevin. I'm really I'm a brand operator generally, but I was just joking a minute ago. I'm kind of a captain without a ship right now, so I'm looking to buy a brand. My major project, though, which could be interesting to a lot of you right now, is dealing with changes in privacy for iOS 14.4 and the impact that that's going to have on things like funnels, which we are going to talk about funnels here in a little bit. I'm part of the Facebook Technical Marketing Services Group, and we have a server-side application that we're developing that are going to help more mid-tier brands deal with direct tracking of data, because as time goes on, that's going to become increasingly difficult for anyone. So you're running into tracking issues, and we will all have tracking issues, I promise you, in the next few weeks as this change rolls out. It's real, and be aware of it. And you need to have a decent plan for what to do. So if you have any sort of sales model that's complex, that involves funnels, upsells, downsells, whatever, you're going to be losing lots of data. Or if you have a long sales cycle that's outside of 7 days, you're going to be losing lots of data, and you need to know what to do. Acronyms. My ex-business partner was a fighter pilot, and he was just full of them. But I can't actually do any of them because they're all dirty. I'm going to actually go with Andrew's a swag. That's always been one of my favorite. The scientific wild ass guess, or KISS. Just keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, that's actually, you just stole mine, but that's okay.
KISS. Sorry.
I love that one, bro, because
right. I mean, you're dealing with complex systems and trying to dumb it down and systematize things in a way that a lot of us are pretty lean operators. Like, I don't have like this big matrixed organization. If I'm going to manage everything that I have to manage, it has to be simple. Like,
yeah, that's to me. Like, if you can't explain it to a 5-year-old, you probably don't understand it, and you probably made it too complicated. That's
It's over my head.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing, Kevin. Marty, good morning, brother.
Good morning, everybody. How's my volume, my mic?
You're good. We hear you fine.
Sounds good.
Okay, good. Hey, yeah, it's good seeing you guys. It's been a little while. Things are going well.
Yeah.
I do EOS, so that's got to be my acronym. What the hell?
Yeah, sure. What is EOS? I see it all over the place. What is that?
Yeah, the Entrepreneurial Operating System. Right. So it's a complete set of proven tools used by thousands of companies around the world at this point. But really simplify what small, mid-sized businesses need. So when I'm talking about small, mid-sized businesses, 10 to 250 employees is our target market. So something where it's starting to get a little bigger, and it's really a management system, right? So it helps you get 3 things we call vision, traction, and healthy. Vision from the standpoint, get everybody on the same page with where they're going, how they're going to get there. Traction from the standpoint of getting that leadership team 100% on the same page with discipline, accountability, working together. Healthy is about a functional, cohesive team, because most of the time they're not. And as goes the leadership team, so goes the rest of the organization. And we get that whole organization to a point where they're disciplined, accountable, executing on that vision on a consistent day-to-day basis in a healthy, functional, cohesive manner. So that's EOS. And there you go. Thanks, Ira.
Bro, this book was my favorite read of 2020. Nobody asked, but
nice.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good one. We love it at Exit Your Way because when we sell businesses, buyers love companies that have traction.
No doubt.
That's
no doubt.
Yeah.
Thanks, Marty.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that.
Michael, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Michael, I want to come read books in your office one day, brother. That would take me at least a month.
Yeah, maybe two.
Maybe two. Maybe by the time Brad Smith is done vaccinating the population of the United States, I could have that done. He said 80 days. So
that's right. COVID's helped me read this library.
There you go. My wife was like, she was shocked. Every college book I ever, I bought them and I kept them all. The resources. She's like, "Are you ever going to read those things again?" I go, maybe not. But she's tired of moving them. Is what it is.
Right. That's what I'm hearing too.
All right.
Pick all those books on the next move. All right. My company's Achievement Unlimited, and we do a number of things to help entrepreneurs and small to mid-sized businesses. 10 to 500 employees, 10 million to 500 million. Implement processes like EOS, Rockefeller Habits, all up in the cloud, all automated, so that everybody gets a seat, everybody's on the same page, and it helps drive the business towards that vision. We also help get the right people in the seats on that bus through a battery of assessments that really help identify job match, job fit, by the right person on the bus. And my acronym is the most powerful acronym that anybody will share today. It's called SEDO. SEDO. And what it means is that we should work on our highest path activities to get to our personal and business vision, right? And everything that gets in the way of those activities, we should simplify them, eliminate them, delegate them, or outsource them.
Like it.
Great.
That's great.
There you go.
Right.
Amen.
Thanks for sharing, brother.
Michael, good to see you.
The other Michael, I don't think you and I have met before, but good morning and welcome.
Oh, you forget. I was on the one where we were talking about our favorite band. That's the only one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
And I like the wave that you've got behind you there, Surf. Are you SoCal?
No, I grew up in SoCal and lived in Hawaii for a year and a half, and so that that line where the sky meets the sea, to quote one of my favorite movies, It Calls Me, kind of thing. Always, if anybody has small kids and gets that Moana reference,
Moana. Yeah.
There's kudos.
I've got 8 kids. I get it. Trust me.
All right, perfect. You get it. So, Michael Southworth. I live in South Jordan, Utah now.
Come on. Salt Lake City for all you people outside the area.
Yeah, Salt Lake, So
Salt Lake City is just like taking over the whole.
Yeah, pretty much. Everybody's moving here. We wish they would kind of slow down a little bit. It's both good and bad, pros and cons.
My brother lives there, by the way.
Oh yeah.
My brother just moved from Hollywood to West Jordan, I think 6 months ago.
Right on. Sold his house and bought 5 of them or something here.
Well, he sold his apartment and bought a house. So there you go.
Yeah, it's crazy. I moved here in 2005. I'm a partner in a digital marketing agency. We do digital marketing, kind of holistic marketing for e-commerce brands, primarily it's really all of retail now. That line is getting very blurred between e-commerce and brick and mortar retail, so that's very exciting. 100%. Primarily food and beverage and the health and wellness categories.
Well, we should get on a call, you and I. I'm in the same space, kind of. I'm Bowman Digital Media, but I typically work with service companies. I don't do a lot of e-commerce and retail, so I might be able to send some work your way.
Okay, so that's great. Connect. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm going to echo Kevin on the KISS one that came to mind, but I'm going to go.
He stole that from me. He didn't know it, but he stole that from me.
He stole it from you, yeah. Well, I just going to latch onto that a little. Because I tend to complicate. I'm one of those people that kind of complicates things, certainly my stories and giving too many details and things. So keep it simple is kind of at least a thing that my wife is trying just religiously to get me to do. So I'll hang with that one. But also LOL. It's probably one of the original social media and text, acronyms. And Brad said earlier about not taking life too seriously, just being able to laugh and stuff. And my wife's grandma passed away a few years ago. She lived to 107. She was the oldest woman in Utah, so they thought, and the local news channel went down there and interviewed her, and they asked her the secret to her longevity, and she said laughter. You know, she just said you can't take life too seriously, and you just got to enjoy it. You got to laugh, and there you go.
I'm gonna live.
Yeah. So we got a lot of fans around here, anyways. That's it.
I'm gonna live forever if that's true too, because I'm never serious. Michael, thank you very much. I look forward to. I'll reach out to you. We'll try to get the calendar. Pete is my best friend in this whole room. Love this guy, and if you ask me why, it's not because he's awesome, but he is awesome. It's not because he's funny, but he is funny. It's because he roots for the Raiders. Boom, mic drop.
Right, thank you for that introduction. I really appreciate it. And the whole thing about laugh is so true. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm actually a trained laughter yoga instructor, and I did that. I did that.
Made that up right now.
No, seriously, I really am. I really am. And so,
make you a graphic out of that.
Laughter yoga is one of the many ways that I help people better protect their health and handle challenging situations with grace. So
I'm going to make you a graphic for that.
What's that?
I'm going to make you a graphic.
There you go. Yeah, I'd love to incorporate that. And my, I don't want to repeat anybody else's because some of them had some of the ones I thought, but one that I like to always remind people about is the acronym for what fear stands for, and that's fictional evidence appearing real.
I love that one.
Fictional evidence appearing real. We get fearful about stuff, and what do you think? You start getting anxious about it in the future, and when you get anxious about it, you actually manifest a negative outcome, and it's all fictional because we're thinking it's going to turn out wrong. And why not think about it as looking at it as not failure, but what if you couldn't fail? So fictional evidence appearing real.
I love it, bro. I think I've seen you use it in a post or a comment before, but I like it.
Yep.
All right. Go Raiders. Thank you. Guys. Brother Ron. Now, Ron roots for the Seahawks, so I'm not quite as excited about him, but he does have the best cover photo on all of LinkedIn because his ass is in a jet. And if you're in a jet, that's cool with me. So thank you for your service.
All right, guys. So
you could probably do an entire paragraph with acronyms, I think, from your military.
Yeah, which ones
days.
can you share? We're not live on TV. You can share them all.
Well, there's a few, but first let me tell you, I'm Ron Higgs. I'm a fractional COO right now, searching for my next opportunity with a small company as COO or a large company as a director of operations. Good news on that part. I've been through 4 rounds of interviews with a company called Data Miner for a director of operations position. And I'm really hoping that they didn't interview me 4 times for nothing. Right. So hopefully I'll hear something by tomorrow about that. And I could use good vibes this way.
Did you say Data Miner?
Data Miner.
That could tie in well. DATA. That could tie in well with the topic today. Yeah.
Yeah. Acronyms. So first one, like Navy stands for Never Again Volunteer Yourself, which is what we all learned when we were in the Navy. One of my favorite from my Navy days was very simple. AFU. You guys figure that out. All screwed up, let's say. But these days, one of the ones I like.
That doesn't fit the letters. All screwed up.
Right.
But you guys figure it out. Right.
These days, one of the ones I really like is TLDR, which means too long, didn't read. Right?
Oh, so that's good. I'm feeling that.
I allow that to guide me when I'm writing emails, trying to write copy, all of that stuff. And it keeps in line with keeping things simple and everything else. And for people with, a 5-year-old, the attention span of a 5-year-old like me, it really is.
Hey, we're not on LinkedIn Live today, so I can actually share this. This applies to your post, guys. If you're using all 1,300 characters, that's TLDR. Don't do that.
I like it.
Too long, didn't read. That's one of my favorite these days. Awesome. Thanks. I really enjoyed being a part of the group. Missed last week, but looking forward to the rest of today.
I look forward to hearing you got hired by Data Miner. That's what I look forward to.
Yeah. Good luck. And yeah, we can't wait to hear about
Troy,
that.
brother. How you doing this morning?
Good, my friend. How are you? Andrew also?
I'm always happy to have a bald brother in the house. And I always look at your fire in the background when you're on.
The fire's nice. Yeah, that's what happens.
Put that heat. It works for me early in the morning.
There you go. All right, brother. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Troy Niehaus. I'm with Bernstein Private Wealth Management. I focus my practice working with entrepreneurs, business owners, and what I do is help make money meaningful for them, for all of our clients. So I work the majority of my practice working with business owners from startup all the way through exit and beyond. And so helping them think through things like, do I want to sell my business? Does it make sense to sell my business? What's that going to mean to me? We do a lot of planning for business owners who are thinking about, exiting and who are thinking about taking their company public. So my acronym that I'll share is IPO.
There you go. Initial.
I think
we all like that one.
I talk to a lot of founders who are thinking about taking their company public, and so we do a lot of planning around that. Again, it's all based on not doing what you do, Andrew, as you know, but really what does that exit mean to the client?
Yeah.
How can they build and expand upon that by reducing taxes, right? And different strategies of that nature. So that's what I do.
Yeah.
And like Ron, I was in the military. Trying to think of someone. Have anyone ever heard of Figmo? It's F it. Got my orders.
There you go.
They're real popular. Anyone in the military, you get your orders, like, screw it, I'm gone. I got my orders for my next assignment.
There you go. Well, thanks for sharing, Troy.
Absolutely. Good to see everyone.
Greg, did you share your acronym yet? No.
No, I actually have two.
Okay.
The first one is an ode to anybody who sees acronyms come up on social media that you don't understand. So, Erdquail.
I don't know that one.
I really don't know what acronym I like.
Right. Okay.
So how many times have you seen those acronyms come up in social media and you're like,
what the hell does that mean? Yeah.
What is that? So I like to just take really long sentences and make them into acronyms.
There you go.
But my other one is TMB.
Jeez.
It's actually top, middle, bottom content.
That's exactly what Damon requested. So that is awesome. Andrew.
That's a link.
Andrew.
Oh.
Come on, bald brother. What do we got?
Well, introduce myself as I know most everybody in here, but Exit Your Way. We help our small, medium, and business owners build their empires and exit for 9-digit exit values. And love working with guys like Troy who help them make their exits meaningful. So that's great stuff.
After we give it to them.
Yeah, that's right. Acronyms. WTF. It's one of my favorites. Kids, my adult children use that on me all the time. So where's the food?
Or what the? A new one is WFH. Work from home. Get that one. That one a lot. All right. My name's Ira. If you don't know me, hi. I run Bowman Digital Media, and I also work with the team at Exit Your Way. That's why I'm always up here each week, and I love that. I help people increase their sales by design. What does that mean? I create pretty pictures, the still ones and the moving ones, to help you capture attention across social media, your website, email campaigns, and those types of things. My favorite acronym right now, well, I really like TLDR. Thank you very much, Ron. That is amazing because it happens to me all the time. I get these emails from people. And then I use KISS all the time because I'm stupid. So keep it simple, stupid, to remind me not to overcomplicate things. But another one that I like to read, many of you might or might not know, I'm a believer. I'm a religious person. So I like the expression, you reap what you sow. So the acronym I like there is scope of work. Because when you ask me to work on a project, I want to know the scope of work. So there's another one for you. Anyways, with all that, we are going to transition now into presentation mode. Greg is going to teach us about marketing, data, and the top, middle, and bottom. What did you say? TMB, the TMBD.
Yeah. What did I say?
Your acronym. Sorry, your second acronym was, I think, Tim.
Is my screen showing up yet?
We don't see it yet.
Oh, hang on a second.
And we don't have Damon to bail us out.
I'm trying to, and it's not. Do I need permission or?
So you see where it says share screen, right?
Yeah.
So, or if you hit Alt S is another way to do it.
And I'm clicking on the screen and I'm hitting share. Let me try a different screen. Maybe that's.
It's going to make for a very quick presentation if you can't share.
That's right.
Or if you, you could always send it to me, the file, and I can share mine.
Yeah, I'm clicking on it and it's not sharing. So here, I'll just send it your way.
You can put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat as a file. I'll open it up and then I'll share my screen. I just tested it. I can share. Perfect.
There we go.
Perfect.
Oh, Google Docs. There you go. That's why.
All right. So now I'm going to share my screen, and there it is. Okay. And then is there a way for me to go and see just this? That'd be cool.
Nice workaround.
Yeah. Well, we do what we can. So now, for any of you that are watching, if the screen's not big enough, you can hit the little box. There's a little box to the right hand of your corner, and that'll take this screen to full screen. Okay. So, because I don't know how to get this to.
Oh, here. I'll put it into present mode.
Oh, wait, it's right here. I got it.
Okay, it's good.
Yeah,
I think
we're good. So now you tell me where you want me to be, and I will go there.
Actually, I can run it from here.
Oh, you got it. Okay, cool.
There we go. So, let's see. Go back to that. We got like a delay.
Madtown. Uh-oh.
How cold is it right now in Madison, Wisconsin? It's probably like 30 below.
Oh, hang on a second. This thing's got a mind of its own. Are you clicking anything, Ira?
I am not. Okay, so I'm not even on that screen at all. Are you clicking something?
No, it's
Why
just
is
like
forwarding. Yeah. Let me hit pause for a second. Let me go all the way back.
There you go. Yeah, you just run it.
Yeah, you tell me where you want me to be.
Go to start.
This one?
Yes. So TMB content. I just renamed my presentation. We're going to talk about top, middle, bottom funnel content.
Just for you, Damon.
Why don't you go ahead, Ira? Yeah. So just as I mentioned in the beginning, we provide digital marketing for small manufacturing marketing departments. Really focused on small marketing teams since 2010. I'm in Madison, Wisconsin. Obviously, we work with clients everywhere like most people do. And specialize in manufacturing and industrial clients. So there's just some metrics there. I can just click through that. Just really focused on growth, leads, ranking, and overall success. So
look at that. That's impressive too. Over 300 keywords in top 3 and 3,000 purchased into you. That's Boom.
Yeah. There's and really this is kind of the strategy, and a lot of these keywords are ranking throughout the funnel. And SEO is just one part of it. So
yeah,
you can go ahead. So just real quick. We frame, because we work with manufacturing and industrial clients. And I also, Andrew, I want to be conscious of the time. So I have till like 11.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
Okay. So we focus on industrial manufacturing clients. And one of the things we do to help explain content marketing is in manufacturing, there's a digital twin concept, and that's creating a digital representation of your machine or your manufacturing process So think of your content and your marketing as a digital twin of your sales team. That's how we like to think of it. And so in that context, why will people, this is an old adage for sales, why will people do business with you? Well, people will only do business with you if they know you, they like you, they trust you. And so what we try and do is break up the content to mirror those stages. So the getting to know you stage, or the top of funnel, informational content, we start up there with informational content to address customers' problems. The starting to like you is content with specific tools that can help solve their problems. And then the willing to trust you stage, they're at that point, they're ready to learn about your product and try it. Okay, so that's kind of an overview. I just want to go through this quickly just to get, like I said, SEO is just one part of it, but I want to share just some details. So content, there's typically two forms of content on, and I'm going to talk about website content here. There's your buying pages, transactional pages, and then there's your informational pages. So like your blog posts, content like that. So both of those have keywords, and when Google sees those keywords, that indicates relevance. So, okay, your page is in the game. But when we share our content, especially our informational content, collaborators, people like Ira will see it. And if they like it, if they're writing a blog post, or whoever Ira outsources is writing to writes a blog post, for example, or even post a video, you can link back to those informational content. And those inbound links help your transactional pages, your buying pages rank. So when Google sees the inbound links and the relevance, that's how you rank number one. So I just wanted to, go through that real quick, just at the stage. So let's start out with this top of funnel, and I'm going to talk about Delta Modtech, one of our clients, just because I'm going to keep specific examples to this client. So this is the know you stage. I think you can click it again, Ira. We're going to answer problems and questions. So here's an example of a piece of content that we created for them. So they sell converting equipment, large machinery. And at the know you stage, we wanted to just get out there and get on people's radars. So we created a piece about the 179 tax deduction, right? Before we even get to the buying, these are people who obviously need to buy big pieces of equipment. And this is part of their problem, part of their overall challenge, right? How am I going to even pay for it? So we got on their radar by thinking like, here's your product, right? I always kind of talk about this, like the sales funnel. Imagine a line kind of running straight down through it. And at that top of the sales funnel, like you have the solution down here, but if you go all the way up to the top of the sales funnel, their challenges are like this wide, right? You're just one piece of the puzzle that you're helping them solve. So what are all those issues up there that you can use to get on their radar? Yeah. So here's a piece about, Section 179. Now, these are converting equipment, machinery manufacturers. What the hell do they know about the tax code, right? Well, part of what we do is, we're kind of that intermediary where we're going to do the research, but we also bring in outside experts to put in the content. And that's what we call collaborative content. So what we do is we try and reach out to other experts and get their opinions and get their thoughts to help us build the article. So like, for example, I'm going to be writing a post on LinkedIn strategies, and I talked to Ira. I've reached out to Ira and I've said, hey, Ira, will you help me out with this? Because you're the LinkedIn guru. And so that's how I'm going to bring him in, make the post better if I don't have the complete knowledge. And then also, when you're working with other experts, they can share your content and hopefully link back to it. Remember the post, the SEO we started out with? That's a great way to build inbound links from highly credible sources. So that's kind of the function at that top of the funnel. And you can see here, we're ranking for this client. We're getting a ton of rank for Section 179, and we're not an accounting firm, but it's a really good post. And it also is generating some backlinks. Now, I'm not going to oversell this on the backlinks. It has to be, if you really want to get a ton of high quality backlinks, it really needs to be maybe a piece of proprietary research. So something really unique that people will quote from like informational sources like New York Times, something like that, or a business journal. But just by virtue of you being ranked, and when people are looking for answers, if they see your article, they'll refer to you as a source and they'll link to it. So, there you can see there's a ton of keywords we ranked for, and we got a bunch of backlinks that we didn't do anything to try and get. Okay, so that's the Know You stage. So I just want to mention this book that I just read, Tom Gerenserer. I think I'm butchering his name, but it's a great book about when you're creating content. And I'm just going to talk about SEO here for a second. People get fixated. I know I started out with that SEO. That's one component of what we do. But Tom's point is, if you do want to get ranked, you have to think like Google and write content with empathy. So really understand what your customer needs and how you can help them and what they're looking for when they search. So top of funnel content tends to be more, and I'm talking about blog posts especially, more informative, in-depth content. But someone might just need a quick answer, or they might just want condensed information. We were looking at, I'm giving you another example. We were looking at a top of funnel piece of content for a educational institution that we have as a client. And one of the top of funnel pieces of content was just general scholarships, like what scholarships are available for this type of the programs that they teach. The number one ranking piece of content was all links to scholarships, okay? So it really, there's a term called search intent, which means what are people really looking for when you're trying to rank for a keyword. So if you're trying to rank for something, just go Google it, see what types of content are coming up. You might get a video ranking number one. You might get an infographic. So that's Google understanding what people are searching for and ranking that piece of content up toward the top. So next one. So top of funnel, informative, focus on customer problems. The content formats typically are blog posts, videos, infographics, guest posts can rank high. And that's a great, if you rank high for a guest post on an authoritative site, you're linking back to your site and you get great inbound links. Social media posts are top of funnel content. And then the goal here, you want to add them to your newsletter, really just trying to get their email address. They're typically top of funnel content, they're not always ready to buy. And in fact, many blog subscribers don't turn into customers. It's an amazingly small percentage. But you get that inbound link, you get brand exposure, and you get shares. And that's, when we talk about content marketing, we really talk about the ultimate goal with this is you want to generate referrals. You want to get your name out there, you want to meet people, and then get them to refer you to other people, especially in B2B and manufacturing. 100%. All right, next. So this is...
I was getting lost in the presentation, bro. That's spot on, 100%.
Okay, thank you, Ira. Or as they say, individual retirement accounts.
Right. That should be my favorite acronym, by the way.
All right. Next one is middle of the funnel. So here we're getting into tools. So what we say here is, this is where you were getting closer to the buying stage. All right. Top of funnel, don't expect, you always get people like, why aren't people buying from, we got all this traffic coming in for our top of funnel content. Why can't we convert those people in the buyers? Listen, they're not closer to the purchase yet. When we want to get people close to the purchase and get more information, this is when we get a tool. So for example, Delta's got this great coding methods comparison chart that they've created. So that's a downloadable tool. You'll probably see stuff like checklists. Checklists are great. We do a bunch of checklists on our sites. Interactive ones is what we try and do, so you can go ahead and score things. You can embed an on-site calculator, something like that. Configurators, naturally, we're going to talk about configurators with, in manufacturing, it's probably even a little closer to the sales purchase, but these are things that people will link to, get direct traffic off of, and it really helps them, and you can get their information and gets them closer to the buying purchase process. We use them, and we actually advertise in trade pubs and on social media to go to these specific tools, not to try and get a transaction, but just to help people out and get them closer to the transaction. And they get great results. Like, don't just go into a trade pub and show your brand and your logo. Give them some good middle funnel content. All right, interactive tools, solve problems related to your products and services, downloadable charts, checklists, online calculators. White papers, yes, but ungate them unless you have proprietary research. Now, there's a great Mark Schaefer, the guy who wrote Marketing Rebellion. It's all about being human. He wrote a great post about ungated content. And ungated means you're not asking for an email address. They are seeing statistically much higher conversion rates, actually, by people. If you just give away your content for free, you get more people looking at it, more people sharing it, and you can get better results off of it. So we're going to start moving more and more to ungated content. And then bottom of the funnel, this is where you get your landing page, your actual product pages. This is where they're at the buying stage. And I'm putting up a case study here. Your product page, you definitely want to address pain points there. You want to talk about data that, and as Andrew talks about often, is like, what's the benefit? What's in it for the customer? How are you helping them? How are you showing them how this product will make them more successful? But bottom of the funnel is also, there's content in terms of case studies. So we're really big on case studies and writing them in the correct way too. Like you see a bunch of case studies out there that seem pretty generic. We'll make it into a piece of sizzling content, So this is a case study example. How Strauss responded to the COVID-19 challenge by designing and building capacity for 2.5 million masks per week. If you can get a quantitative figure into your headline, that's like, bam, you're already leading it off with a tangible result. And once we also use case studies in trade pubs and that kind of approach, and we get much higher click-through rates than other ads.
There we go. Okay.
I mean, here's an example just of some of our own case studies where we're always trying to get, if we can, either get a quantifiable goal in there or a qualitative one that really speaks volumes. You can also take your bottom of funnel content and use it as guest posts in trade pubs. That's one of our secret sauce little recipes. So what's interesting about trade pubs is they don't want you to just get in there and sell yourself. But if you can show what you did for someone in a particular industry, they're all for it because they want to show how people in their industries are succeeding. Mm. So go in there and tell the story of how somebody in the industry succeeded and then how you helped them do it. So this was for a nonprofit, and this was for a printer we were working with. And the printed piece actually helped this nonprofit achieve some incredible results. What was great about this is not only did it get placement, but it did incredibly well for the trade pub. And it was one of the most highly read articles and shared articles. So then they loved us and they want more of it.
Okay. All right, I'm telling Kurt, see you later. Kurt Anderson was in the house, everybody. And he was,
hey, Kurt.
He was giving you props too, by the way, Greg. Sorry.
That's good, man.
I probably missed this. Sorry.
That's okay.
All right.
But so bottom funnel, products, services, websites, collateral pages, get social proof on there, maybe testimonials, links to case studies. And then, basically these are your website pages. Form submission, detailed company information. You want inquiries. That's the essence of it.
I've had classes in marketing that don't have this much detail, guys. You're getting a master class here.
Thank you, Ira. You can actually, I believe this should be working. You can text digital twin to that phone number, and there's a link to our interactive content conversion scorecard. We'll send you that, and then a link to our marketing manufacturing guide, which kind of walks you through all this stuff that I just touched on.
Yeah. And again, this is being recorded. So if you want to copy this video, you just let me know. I'll get it to you. That's it, right? The presentation?
That's it.
Let me turn that part off. So we're bigger again. Greg, thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. If you've got a question for Greg, you can put it in the chat, but we do need to jump off here in a minute. So make it quick, or you can see them down at the tables, but I wouldn't add anything to that. That was perfect.
No, I really appreciate this, Greg. You squeezed it in there. I think our acronym question was popular, so it ran a little longer than we usually get. But
yeah, it's fun. I wasn't sure how that was going to go, if we were going to stump people. I do have a question for you, though. So you talked about blogs, right? And one of the reasons, obviously, we like the guest blog is to get that backlink to our content. I have actually done a guest blog. It was a pretty big website, and I was excited about it because I'm like, they have a good DA. It's a whole new audience with a lot of traffic. He didn't backlink to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a win-win if you can get a backlink. I mean, some blog posts have no follow. They code it no follow, so you...
Yeah, which is a new, so there's 4 backlinks. If you all aren't familiar, there's follow, no follow, there's sponsor, and then there's user-generated content. That's the 4 types now that they track. So, yeah. It wasn't even a no follow because he cut it out and he didn't have anything. It had my name in there, but
okay,
that was a bummer.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. We approach it more like there's content marketing, but break it out into content and marketing. So everybody creates content. I don't think people focus enough on the marketing end of it. Right. How are you going to distribute your content? How are you going to get it out there? And that, when you're guest blogging, that's a mode of distribution. So you might have a small website with really low domain authority and nobody's visiting your site. You don't rank for anything. How are you going to get the content? How are you going to get your message out?
Right.
And so, Ira, just by you getting in front of that audience, that's great exposure. The old PR is, if it's a PR piece, 6 times more effective than paid. So you're getting your message out there. So that's how I would.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And the guy, if I told you this guy's names, you guys, a lot of you would recognize it because he's a big social media guy and he has a website and he put me on and I was like, cool, so happy to be invited to write a piece. And then I was just disappointed that he didn't backlink because that's just kind of, most of us understand that's the value in us is that.
Yeah, that is strange, though. Not even a no-follow link to your site.
Yeah, well, and it made me not promote it as hard, honestly. So you got to look at you talked about it there too, the win-win, right? I mean, if he had put my link in there, I would have put it all over social media, in different ways. But anyways, just something to think about. But my question on that was, do you think that's worthwhile? And I think you answered it as like, if you have the time, yes, shouldn't be your priority because there's no link there, but you still are getting exposure. So.
Well, and the point is in that there was a little graph there, and I think we had to go through it. We went through it quickly, but there was a little graphic on that guest post that they got a ton of leads from that article.
Yeah,
because it was bottom of the funnel content, right? So if we would have guest posts on tax deductions, we wouldn't have got anything to our client.
Right.
But we talked about actual results that the client was generating.
Study.
And people want to buy. So that's bottom funnel. So that makes for good blog posts.
So guest posting on somebody else's site, you're saying try to focus on bottom of funnel activities.
Well, so what we do is like, okay, so what niche or what industry are they in, right? So that was a nonprofit. So we went to a nonprofit magazine, a publication, and we didn't even talk about our client. We talked about a nonprofit that our client helped. So we were like, they were not the main story. They were like, oh, by the way, this product came from these guys, and it worked.
Cool. All right. We're going to have to wrap this up. A lot of people are dropping off. If you have time, stick around. We're going to do networking at the tables. Anything you want to say? Wrap us up there, Andrew?
No, this is good. Well, yeah, I think we made it without our fearless leader. So.
There we go. Hopefully Damon will be back next week and everything will return. I'm going to turn on the music and we're going to get out of here.
Absolutely. See ya.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Greg.